My video was experiencing technical difficulties and not letting me export it. This video is voice recorded since an error occurred. Sorry guys. Many movies and films may have reptile characters in them. My name is Stella, and in today's video we're going to be talking about reptiles in movies. Before I start talking about the reptiles in these movies, make sure to check the rating if you want to watch these movies. The first reptile we're going to be talking about is Kaa from the movie The Jungle Book. In the movie, they made Kaa a rock python, and rock pythons typically get around 9 to 12-ish feet. In the movie, however, they made Kaa well over 25 feet, and that is unusual for a rock python. In the animated form of Kaa, I would say they did a pretty good job considering it's an animated form. However, they didn't add that much detail to the pattern, but it's an animated version, so I'll just let it slide. However, in the real-life version of Kaa, the snake looks more like a rock python, and you can tell that the designers put much detail and thought into the character design. Furthermore, I think that the real-life version of Kaa looks a bit more similar to a Burmese python, since its pattern and size looks more like a Burmese python, but still, they did a pretty good job. Another thing I would like to mention is that I'm pretty sure in the movie they made Kaa have hypnotic eyes, but trust me, snakes do not have hypnotic eyes that they lure their prey into, so you have nothing to worry about. Next, we will talk about the habitat that they made Kaa in. In the movie, Kaa lives in the jungle, and this is correct, because in real life, rock pythons would live in rainforests, and they would also live in areas near marshes, swamps, etc. So the habitat was correct. Next is food. In the movie, it says that Kaa wants to eat mowgli. Realistically, rock pythons are on the smaller side of large snakes. They get about 9 to 12 feet long. This isn't long enough to eat mowgli, and even if the snake somehow does manage to eat him, it would be very difficult for the snake to eat the boy. However, in the movie, they made Kaa really big, so it is possible for her to eat mowgli. Also, I'm not 100% sure if Kaa's a male or female. I think she's a girl, but if I'm wrong, you can comment that down below. However, snakes eat humans on rare occasions, and it's not very common. Remember, snakes want nothing to do with us, or at least wild snakes. Maybe your pet might like you or something. Additionally, they made Kaa a villain, aka an antagonist. And I don't really like this because I think we need to stop viewing reptiles as villains, because they're not bad at all. They just get a bad reputation because of how they look and how they eat and stuff like that. If you want to check the movie out, feel free to. I give this movie a 7 out of 10 on reptile performance. And keep in mind, these are just my opinions, so you may have a different opinion too. Next is Viper from Kung Fu Panda. In the movie, Viper is a green tree viper. Or at least I'm pretty sure that's what she is in the movie. They did a pretty good job of making Viper. However, I would like to mention that green tree vipers don't really have a brown pattern to them, as they're all green. However, I understand why they might have done this to maybe make the audience more in tune and hook the audience into the movie more. So I understand why they might have put a pattern, but green tree vipers typically don't have a pattern. Also, Viper has blue eyes, not the pupil is blue, but the white part and our eyes is blue. And green tree vipers don't really have those, or all vipers in general. But I understand why they might have done this to intrigue the audience more, and it's also an animated form, so I guess they wanted to add some color and, Lastly, in the movie, Viper has 2 flowers on her head, and snakes pretty much never have this. But I understand why they might have done this to make her in tune with the setting and the characters, and yeah. So overall, I would say Viper looks pretty well made. In the movie, I'm pretty sure Viper at some point goes into a colder climate. By the way, if I'm wrong about something, because seen the movie in like a while, you can comment that down below. Anyways, as I was saying, at some point in the movie, Viper goes into a colder climate, maybe like a snowy climate, I don't exactly remember. But great tree vipers are typically found near rainforests that are humid and hot, and yeah. So that's a mistake they made because great tree vipers won't really go into that kind of climate. Next is food. Now in the movie, Viper eats like dumplings and noodles because that's what her companion Poe makes. However, this is inaccurate because snakes cannot eat this kind of stuff. They can eat like meaty items. So typically in the wild, great tree vipers will eat like amphibians, rodents, and stuff like that. Additionally, the filmmakers made Viper like pretty fast, and I like that because that's typically how snakes are. They're like fast moving and stuff. However, it can depend on personality-wise. But yeah, that's what I really liked. And I also liked how they made Viper a protagonist, aka the opposite of a villain, a hero. Right. I would give the reptile performance a 7.2 out of 10. Once again, this is just my opinion, so if you have any other opinion, that's perfectly normal. The next movie is Holes Out, and the reptile that I'm talking about in that movie is the yellow-spotted lizards. In the movie, these lizards are called yellow-spotted lizards, as I just said. Such a lizard does exist, it looks like this by the way, but they didn't use it in the film. Instead, they made like a fictional species of yellow-spotted lizard. In the movie, the yellow-spotted lizard is venomous. However, to play the part of the yellow-spotted lizard, they used bearded dragons, and what they did was they painted yellow spots in them. And I assume it's like a reptile-safe paint, otherwise that would be kind of dangerous. So as I was saying, they used the bearded dragons to play the part as the venomous yellow-spotted lizard, and they painted yellow spots in them. And I'm pretty sure it was 11 spots specifically. Bearded dragons are not venomous, and they don't have like yellow spots. But once again, this is like a made-up species. I can't really compare the yellow lizard to a bearded dragon because there's nothing that like exists as it. Does that make sense? So basically, I like can't compare them like how I did for the previous two. I haven't seen this movie, but I'm pretty sure the lizards live in an area near something called the Green Lake, and also they live in a dry climate. According to my research, these lizards jump in holes to attack prey. In the wild, bearded dragons would live in deserts in Australia, but I don't think that they would like jump in holes to attack prey. But they would like ambush their prey, you know what I mean. So bearded dragons are found in deserts in Australia. According to my research, the lizards like to eat cacti, small insects, and small animals. Bearded dragons can eat small animals, veggies, insects, fruits, and stuff of that sort. Additionally, I can't give a rating for this because they didn't base it off an actual species. But if you would like to check the movie out, you are free to do so. Just be mindful of the ratings. And ask your parents. The next reptile is Pascal from the movie Tangled. I think I pronounced that right. And Pascal in the movie is a veiled chameleon. Considering it's an animated version, the creators of, or like the drawers of Pascal did a pretty good job drawing him. However, the colors in veiled chameleons, like in real life, in my opinion, they're a bit more muted than the ones that they drew. But once again, this is an animated version, so they probably wanted to make it like colorful and like appealing to the audience. They did a great job drawing Pascal. However, male veiled chameleons usually have more color and pattern in them, and they usually have higher crests, which is the thing at the top of the chameleon's head. So Pascal does kind of look like a girl, but it's an animated version once again, so I'll let it slide. They still did a good job though. In the wild, chameleons can live in humid environments and rainforests, and they can also live near vines and yeah, stuff like that. In Tangled, Rapunzel keeps Pascal as a pet. I'm not sure if Pascal is wild caught or captive bred, but either way, I think that he should be kept in a cage. For example, Rapunzel keeps Pascal on her shoulder a good amount of the time. However, I think that he should be in a cage full of enrichment and things that he can climb on and be active on, because what if Pascal escapes? However, it is a movie, and also, I'm pretty sure Mother Gothel, I think that's what she's called, Rapunzel's, kidnapper mom, I'm pretty sure she doesn't know that she has a pet chameleon. So I guess the movie sort of does make sense, but still, she should be keeping her chameleon properly. I don't think they show anything that Pascal eats in the movie, but in real life, chameleons would eat things such as insects. I would give it a 7.1 out of 10 because I didn't have much information on the food part. Check this movie out if you want to. It's a Disney movie, by the way. And lastly, we're going to be talking about The Princess and the Frog. And the animal, or the reptile, is an alligator named Louis. Or Louis, I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, sorry if I did it wrong. Louis is an alligator, and considering they did it in an animated form, they did a pretty good job. However, Louis stands upright like a human, and alligators can't really do that, and even if they can, they can't hold it very long. But I understand that they did that on purpose for the movie. Also, alligators can't play trumpets, so yeah. It's a movie though, so I kind of get it. I like how they made him a greenish brown color, because in the wild that's what they would be. They would be like a dark brownish, grayish color. Also, in real life, alligators have slits, and in the movie they made him have like rounded eyeballs. But that's still okay because they probably wanted to make the alligator look more friendly for kid audiences, and yeah. Overall, I think they did a pretty good job drawing and illustrating Louis. Louis is from the swamp and marshes, which is where real-life alligators live. However, real-life alligators also come out to bask and go on land sometimes too, but I'm pretty sure Louis also does that in the movie. In the wild, alligators will eat meaty items such as deer, birds, amphibians, and stuff like that. Also, if you hear tapping sounds, that's because my dog's walking on the wooden floor. So that's what that is, by the way. However, in the movie, Louis makes friends with the frogs and the prey items he's supposed to eat. So, I mean, it's like a child-friendly movie, but that wouldn't really happen in real life. Alligators would probably eat the frog in an instant. Additionally, I think I already said this before, but Louis plays a trumpet, so yeah. I give the rating based on reptile performance an 8 out of 10. If you want to add something, you can comment that down below. I really enjoyed researching and making this video. Remember, if you have any video ideas, you can comment them down below, and I'll see you next time. The first reptile in the movie we're going to be